Well, joining us now from Capitol Hill is Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi. He serves on the Select Committee for Intelligence. It's good to have you with us today. And there's a briefing today from the Gang of Six on the imminent threat and whether there was an imminent threat. What are you hearing as to what case the White House is setting out?
Unfortunately, we don't have enough intelligence with regard to that issue. I think that's one of the central questions. You know, the White House asserted that killing Soleimani was important for stopping an imminent threat. We neither have intelligence about the imminence of that threat, nor do we have enough intelligence to say that that threat would have been stopped or that it's continuing to unfold as we speak.
I think I said the Gang of Eight. I sold them short. It is, of course, the Gang of Eight, the intelligence chiefs who are there in front of Congress today. The President today obviously has extended the opportunity to talk, but we were saying earlier in the programme, the problem is they don't have any diplomatic channels to Iraq. They do that through the Swiss. One of our guests was saying that they expect the Europeans to take a front role in this and to open up a path. But do you see a way to a negotiation?
I sure hope so, because the current state of affairs is untenable. I am glad that the President this morning decided not to take any further military action. In my humble opinion, he would not be authorized by Congress to do so, so doing anything like that would be illegal. That being said, we are at a pause. And so let us ramp down tensions, let's calm the region down, and let's figure out a way, working with our partners and allies in the region, folks like the UK, Germany, and others, to see if we can come back to the table eventually to have a comprehensive agreement that is durable and that finally brings peace to the region.
Congressman, there was a lot of nervousness after Mr. Soleimani was killed about the risks that this could pose. But looking at where we are today, is it possible to make the case that not only has Mr. Soleimani been eliminated, but also that Iran has been proved to be weaker, perhaps, than it was making out that it was, because it hasn't really been able to retaliate significantly, and it too backed away from conflict. In a sense, this was a gamble that Mr. Trump took, and it does seem to have paid off.
We don't know. And the reason we don't know is in part because we don't have the sufficient intelligence to determine that. But secondly, we don't know whether it's because Iran does not possess the capability to strike back or that it decided not to exercise that capability. And also another thing that should be noted is that the Ayatollah made it a point that they wanted to eject American forces from the region. And then secondly, they've made it very clear that they cannot control their proxies. And when they say they cannot control their proxies, it almost appears as a threat that those proxies might continue attacks. So with regard to those two issues, I personally believe that the state of affairs is still tenuous, and therefore we have to take active steps to calm things down. We cannot have a war with Iran. We can't have another endless war in the Middle East.